Hello, this is Area News and thank you for being with us. And today's main news is about Russian spies. 11 people were alleged in espionage for Russia. One was released as a result of credible alibi. The other 10 were prosecuted in exchange with 4 American spies, earlier condemned in espionage for the US. Protests from the Russian side were for the US was minimal. And never spy scandal has been provoked less outrageous and tensions like this one has. Before the exchange, Russian president pardoned these 10 people. And now our reporter Danyar with following news.
Today, a Russian agent will travel to New York City to kill the president.
This guy's selling smoke. Wrap it up, Ev.
The name of the agent is Evelyn Salt.
My name is Evelyn Salt.
Then you are a Russian spy.
Thank you, Asad. Sometimes fiction may become reality. This movie Salt couldn't have a better advertisement than this spy scandal involving FBI and Moscow. The story has begun when 11 people were caught in suspicion for espionage for Russia. As a reminder, the protest from Russian side was minimal. The FBI had not only been watching the suspects closely for up to a decade, but they had found no evidence that any of the suspects had furnished Moscow with even a scrap of useful information during the time. While the main goal of this group, according to the FBI, was to search and develop ties in policy-making circles in the United States and send intelligence reports to the Moscow, but how they were supposed to send in the middle-class suburbs of the New York still is not clear at all. Another odd thing is that suspected Russian operatives seem to have been stuck in Cold War spycraft, with secret writing, dead drops and money stashes. Time magazine claims that an undercover FBI agent pretended to be the substitute control officer, and not only the Russian operative didn't notice that. Afterwards, this agent was followed by another undercover FBI agent to a Verizon store, where they observed one of the spies buying a prepaid phone card. Then they have been witnessed as the same Russian agent dropped the Verizon bag with the receipt with name Irina Kutsov and fake address on it. This action can be complied as an espionage towards another country, but by as unauthorized foreign agents conspiring to commit money laundering. Moscow has called the accusation baseless. All this confirms that even though they are not spies, they are still Russian agents.
Thank you, Daniel. And now we have some unique materials about how these people collaborated with each other.
Thank you, Danyar. And now our another reporter are interviewing proficient expert who used to be the Soviet Union spy in the US. Right now in our studio we have a special guest that used to be a Soviet Union spy and gathered important data from USA to Moscow. And by obvious reasons he preferred not to show his face. And let's ask several questions from him. And the first question is, what is your opinion about this issue?
I think in the recent times FBI didn't show any evidence that they work hard, and therefore in my opinion it might be possible that they have just caught some Russian people in New York who were behaving suspiciously to show how hard, to show the evidence of their hard work.
And secondly, when you was a real Soviet Union spy, have you ever been suspected under similar circumstances as these ones?
our actions were perfectly planned. I worked in a Pentagon and I was sending some important information that I could get there to Moscow in order to make my own country be very prosperative. And these people who are now suspected behave in the way the real spies never do.
In your opinion, into what consequences this happening might flow?
I think if nothing else will happen, it won't affect the international relationship between United States and and Russia in any way. I think this issue will be forgotten after like half a year if nothing else serious will happen.
Thank you for this interview.
The following are FBI materials about how these Russian spies were caught.
One, two, three.
I don't understand.
Мороз, мороз. Freeze! FBI!
Сука!
Thank you, Saken and Danyar. So today we saw for what and how these Russian spies were caught. However, the question, did the FBI caught the real spies or not, is still there. So that's how the world was going today. Thank you for your attention. IA News.
Thank you, I said.
Все, не смейся. Поехали.
Thank you, I said. Sometimes fiction may become reality. This movie sold good.
Поехали.
Нет, ты говори.
Раз, два, три, поехали.
Thank you, I said. Sometimes fiction may become reality. This movie sold couldn't have a better advertisement. Thank you, I said. Sometimes fiction may become reality. This movie sold couldn't have a better advertisement than this one.
Thank you, I said. Sometimes fiction may become reality. This movie sold couldn't have. Thank you, Danyar. And now, right now, our And when you was a real Soviet Union spy, have you ever been